Alrighty, traders. This is Blake Morrow, and you are listening to the Daily Roundup webinar. And all I have to say is, wow, about today's move. Today's move was pretty, how should I say? Well, I put it to it this way. Today's move was very unprecedented, and I don't know why it happened. Everybody in my trading office, we were talking today. We were like, "Wow, how did that happen today? Who would have saw this in the euro? You know, trading above 119. We're trading above this resistance. It's holding. We're holding gains. We've been holding all week." All the last week, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, a drop through support. I mean, it was a very violent move, and it was a very hit many people by the like over the top of the head. Hit me over the top of the head. I was like, wow, I just got ran over. Now that sets up for something that's kind of interesting, because now we got to look at the euro and say, okay, I was pretty confident going into this weekend that we were going to break out, and you get a North American trade, and it looks like it's happening, and you're like, wow, here we go. And then now it looks like a outside day, possible reversal day in the euro, right? And that's what it looks like now. And so the question that you have to be asking yourself is, do I really want to be long the euro anymore? And I think that the one of the things that I'm looking at right now is I'm looking at gold. Gold, and by the way, I tried to buy gold and then I sold it. I bought it and I sold it, and I'm like, we're testing the 38% retracement right now, but it looks like to me that gold could, especially on a close below 1850. I know the support's right here. I'm very well aware that the 38% retracement is right here. But the risk is that we close below 1850, and then that calls up the 200-day moving average. So then we have to ask ourselves, okay, if gold makes that type of a move, what does it do to the dollar? Because right now, it looked like to me that the gold move really led the dollar. And, we could blame it on the PMI data that came out. The PMI data came in much stronger than expected, and the dollar strengthened as a result. But we're seeing some risk off activity too. So I'm not on board yet that that gold's out of the woods and that the euro is ready to bounce from here. I'm not there yet. Okay. I think everything looks extremely vulnerable. I look at the euro and man, and we'll just take a quick look around. All right. So you got the euro. That's a hell of a 4-hour candle, right? I mean, it is. Cable. I mean, we are holding 133, but how well are we holding it? Barely, right? The Aussie, another failure at 73.40. Kiwi still looks all right. I mean, we sold off farther than I thought we were going to sell off today, but we're basically holding, 69 cents, which I guess, or 69.20, which I guess is good if you're bullish. The dollar Canadian, this is one that we have to pay pretty close attention to, because the dollar Canadian, we haven't been back below 130. And remember, this is a false breakdown here below 130. And we haven't been back there. And we were holding 129, or excuse me, I'm sorry, 130.30, 130.50 at the end of last week. And now we pop back up to 131 and some change. And you guys know that above 131.20, that brings up this resistance. And I mean, I'm looking at it from a harmonic standpoint. That looks possible to me. That actually looks possible, you know, and that's just a Garley pattern. But still, the fact that we're just not selling off, and if the euro does actually show a bit of a reversal, you know, I'm thinking that that maybe it's time for the dollar to start gaining some strength. One of the things I have to point out, I have to point out, and you know, I was short the dollar here, and then, you know, now we got a false breakdown. The thing about the dollar is everybody's bearish dollar. Everybody's bearish the dollar. Everybody, every bank. You got, and by the way, JP Morgan's doubling down. They were long gold, and they're getting long more gold right here. Okay, and everybody's bearish the dollar. And I mean, based on the price action that we saw today, I think we have to be really careful now. I mean, I was bearish the dollar. I don't get bearish the dollar all that often, but man, you know, I was pretty much convinced today going into today. I'm like, okay, well, I'm long euros. We're looking for 122, you know, 125. And then this move happened. This is funny. I have some guy that is like, oh, this happened. Somebody was short or long the euro, and he says, oh, it happens all the time. All right, well, don't follow me, dummy. You know, geez, because we had to turn around. You know, you get turned around in this market. You guys look at what has happened today. How bullish did the euro look up until, you know, a couple hours ago? How bullish did it look all week last week? All week last week, didn't sell off. You know, we're up against our highs. We didn't break out, but we were, you know, up against our highs. And that's it, right? So, yeah, it was a nasty reversal. I don't know. If you guys didn't see it coming, don't think you're the only one. And if you did see it coming and you caught the reversal, good for you. That's pretty stout, because I didn't see it coming at all. And it happens, you know, and especially in this market environment, it's just like icing on the cake too. So Richard said it was across the board on lots of pairs, not just one. Yeah, I mean, it was everywhere. Just big reversals. You're right. I mean, and like I said, I was taken aback. And so, yeah, it was, and it happens. I hate to say it, you know, as a trader, it happens. As much as we don't want it to happen, and as much as we like to be able to, think we can see, you know, moves ahead of time, which usually I'm pretty good at, like saying, okay, all right, you know, this is happening. We should probably be, you know, set up for this. Man, this morning's move was pretty big. And here's one of the ones that, thank God I wasn't trading it, is the dollar yen. I mean, look at this move. I mean, this is one of those where it shows you it just took the market by surprise, right? Dollar yen goes from 103.70 to 104.70, and that's what? How long a time is that? An hour and a half? Less than? I mean, that's pretty, you know, pretty uncalled for when that happens. You go, wow, especially when you take a currency pair that hasn't done anything. I mean, it didn't do anything for days last week. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, you know, those are the moves that catch people off guard. Okay. So anyway, yeah, it was a tough, I'll be the first one to admit it was a tough morning, and for me, and now I'm kind of going, But I do have to say one last thing I want to say is the like you take pairs like the US dollar Mexican peso might have put in a false breakdown below 20. Keep that in mind. Dollar Canadian, is made a higher low. Okay, so it's making a higher low. Some of these emerging market currencies, let's take a look at the South African rand. We're making a higher low, right? Wonder if the Turkish lira had anything to do with this move too. Let's look at the Turkish lira. Big move up in the dollar Turkey. So a lot of these moves, I think a lot of people are long emerging market currencies as well. And yeah, it's just been, I don't know. I really have nothing else really to say other than, wow, and if you were caught on the wrong side like me, I sympathize with you. So anyway, all right, guys and gals, I wish I had something better to report, although I do think that by the way, one last thing. I do think the pound's still holding up really well. And the euro sterling, I have some short, but this looks like it's building a bearish. You can see it right here. Right, this is a 4-hour chart. I don't want to get too narrow, but okay. You can probably see this. Right? That looks like a bearish wedge. Okay. So I would use any rally back up to 89.15 as an opportunity to be on the sell side of that, if you can, because you have to recognize at least the cable's holding up well, especially with a Brexit deal possibly coming. Then anyway, all right, guys, I'm gonna let you go. Have a great day. Hopefully a better day than I had. So I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for all the support as always.